coming.
You're now rocking with the greatest, reacting to the old and reacting to the latest. Every single genre, there's Birdman's taste. Everybody's welcome here in Birdman's place. Yeah.
What's shaking, back? Birdman here. Welcome to my place. As always, thank you for stopping on in. Ladies and gentlemen, you have tuned in to yet another reaction/review video. And we're going to dig right in. But first things first, I'm going to need you to do something for me. Follow me on twitch.com/birdmansplace for all of my live streams. They're the lifeblood of this channel. They're a marathon and we have a blast. Secondly, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to need you to go ahead and relax. Take your shoes off, kick your feet up, and enjoy, because we going to have some fun today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today I have a very special request for a reaction to a special report of an agent attack. Now, just so you're aware, this is from March of 2018. This is not current news. This is something totally different, completely different. This is just a report from March of 2018. So this is not current at all. But at this point, ladies and gentlemen, there's really only one thing left to do. Ready? I'm gonna need them headphones, bud. Let's check this out. Ha! Let's get it.
This, if not an act of war, was certainly a warlike act.
It is now clear that Mr. Skripal and his daughter were poisoned with a military-grade nerve agent of a type developed by Russia.
The attack was reckless, indiscriminate, and irresponsible.
If inadvertently someone did become ill and it was established that it was exposure to the nerve agent, the government would be in a very difficult position.
To look at Salisbury and to live here is to wonder where this ends and how. The scenes played out in the heart of Wiltshire resemble a futuristic film set in which the future isn't bright. Here they're not sure when they'll see the back of all this, of chemical protection suits, specially trained military personnel, machines moving vehicles too dangerous to touch by human hand.
And you see this, like these people in these suits and the machines and stuff like that, people not wanting to touch anything. And then you immediately think of COVID. You immediately think of COVID, which was 2 years, you know, down the road from that. But this was something much on a smaller scale, but something much larger. And this was in Salisbury? Did it say Salisbury? Where did it say it was? I don't remember where they said it was. But, I mean, obviously this wasn't COVID because COVID was kind of like a virus. But this was a lot more... This was evil. This was an attack. So that's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. Yes, okay, yes. Salisbury, UK. Okay.
In a deserted city centre. Salisbury is a place unknowing and uneasy with exactly what happened here. 8 days after Sergei Skripal and his daughter Yulia were attacked with a nerve agent, the UK government finally put a name to it and to the likely perpetrator.
It is now clear that Mr. Skripal and his daughter were poisoned with a military-grade nerve agent of a type developed by Russia. This is part of a group of nerve agents known as Novichok.
So Russia, wow.
Based on the positive identification of this chemical
agent
agent
I not know about
by world-leading experts at the Defence Science and Technology Laboratory at Porton Down, our knowledge that Russia has previously produced this agent,
because I was watching the news in 2018.
So,
I don't watch it anymore.
Russia's record of conducting state-sponsored assassinations, and our assessment that Russia views some defectors as legitimate targets for assassinations, the government has concluded that it is highly likely that Russia was responsible for the act against Sergei and Yulia Skripal.
Wow.
Evidence has cemented the view long held within the British government, but only now articulated, that Sergei Skripal is the man Putin wanted dead.
I mean, this is like a straight assassination of one government to another. How did this not lead to war? I feel like if this was an American agent that was straight up attacked by Russian government, there would have been, it would have gone to war. I mean, I get it. Maybe England didn't want to battle with Russia, but damn.
He is by now familiar as a cheerful Salisbury pensioner, caught on CCTV
He's a Russian,
at his local store,
defector.
buying milk,
There you
bacon,
go.
and cashing in a lottery scratch card. But to Russia's president, this former Russian intelligence officer is a traitor. This is Mr. Skripal being arrested in 2006 for selling secrets to Britain's MI6. The 66-year-old was jailed in Russia and only freed to come to Britain after a spy swap in 2010. Together with his 33-year-old daughter Yulia, he remains critically ill in hospital. Sergeant Nick Bailey, one of the first to attend to the Skripals, is serious but stable.
Did he end up dying or did he live?
Used to attack them is the most
And what about
deadly
his
nerve
daughter?
agent ever made, hard to detect with irreversible effects. It's 10 times more potent than VX, the chemical used in this, the assassination of the half-brother of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, by 2 women who rubbed it in his face using cloths.
Oh, wow.
The Novichok group of chemicals were developed by the Soviet Union in the 1970s and 80s. They can be dispersed in an ultra-fine powder that's inhaled, ingested, or absorbed through the skin.
Ooh.
Like all nerve agents, Novichok chemicals work by blocking an enzyme that's active in the nervous system.
So is this anything like, what you call it? What they use in the mail. I can't think of what it's called right now. It was a powder. They used it right after 9/11. Can't think of what it's called. See, one of my anthrax. Yes, one of my flock members helped me out. Tim, thank you. Anthrax. Is this anything like anthrax? Similar? This is worse than anthrax. Yes. Ouch. Wow. Okay.
This causes muscles to contract involuntarily, potentially leading to cardiac arrest or asphyxiation.
Hello. Hello. My name's Hannah. I'm from Sky News. Are you Mr. Mirzayanov? Yes.
Few know Novichok like the man Sky News tracked down behind the gates of this home in Princeton, New Jersey. Vil Mirzayanov knows Novichok because he produced it. And so appalled was he by his creation, this chemical weapons scientist fled to the United States and blew the whistle on toxic production, for which he says there is no cure.
No cure. And only we have antidotes, but antidotes only temporarily saving you.
Wow.
They're not curing.
What about the general public in the UK who may have come into contact with trace amounts of Novichok?
I suppose it's very bad, because even the very small doses, very small, still they are very effective, and then consequences could be in years probably.
Wow.
Consequences in years.
Absolutely.
Public Health England has responded to that interview, stating it has been working very closely with the police and national experts on chemical weapons.
I mean, obviously he didn't. He's a nice man. He didn't do this on purpose. He didn't create. I don't think he created this chemical weapon on purpose. It was just an accident by what he was putting together. But God, how do you? Like, I don't know that I would. How can he handle the fact that that was created? Yes, it was probably an accident. He did it because he was ordered to do so. Okay, so he's just doing his job. But man, I don't know that I could handle myself if I did something like that. Jeez.
Since the start of the incident. It says our risk assessment is based on knowledge of the chemical used. Our advice remains that the risk to the general public is low.
If inadvertently someone did become ill and it was established that it was exposure to the nerve agent that caused their problems, the government would be in a very difficult position because it would then be accused of having known but done nothing about it.
I mean, you could literally, I mean, at that point, if the government knows about it and that happens and someone dies, isn't that like second-degree murder? Couldn't the government go down? Couldn't like one of the leaders of the government go down for murder? If you knew about it and you did nothing about it, that's
But this is no normal investigation. Where there is a scene of interest, there is potential danger. It's a job of chemical analysis first, police scrutiny second, which doesn't speed the investigative process. This is the Mill pub where Sergei and Yulia drank on the Sunday. We saw items bagged and laid out at the rear of the building. There's a forensic tent in place at the cemetery where the remains of Sergei's wife and son are buried. This was the Sainsbury's supermarket car park. A cordon was placed on the top level of the multi-storey and shoppers were told to move their cars. It's thought police wanted to retrieve a particular vehicle. 6 miles outside Salisbury, we saw a white van being taken away. It's not clear why. What was clear was the extent of precautions taken by the officers and soldiers involved. These are the last known movements of Sergei and Yulia on the Sunday they were targeted. They went to the Malting shopping centre in Salisbury and had lunch in Zizi's between 2:20 and 3:35. After lunch they took a short walk to the Mill pub. Police are interested in CCTV from Market Walk. It shows a couple strolling past a gym at 3:47 p.m. Sergei and Yulia were found unconscious on a bench. Emergency services were called around 4:15 p.m. This is the couple captured by CCTV. They may have nothing to do with what happened. Police want to be sure.
Here it comes.
They also want to trace Sergei Skripal's red BMW. Both were seen in it over a 45-minute period, a couple of hours before succumbing to the nerve agent.
The public are going to continue to see a great deal of police activity in and around the city, including potentially more cordons being erected. But please don't be alarmed. It is necessary as part of this major investigation by the counter-terrorism policing network. In truth, it may last many weeks.
This is the scene at Sergei Skripal's house. There are still forensic tents in the garden, and in between are items bagged up and awaiting collection. Police have handed questionnaires to neighbours. They're intelligence gathering on the spy next door.
Ever since the investigation started, we've had police officers knocking on the door to check our Wi-Fi. They would leave everyone with a list of questions asking how we know him, do we know where he lives, do we see any suspicious activity going on, just basically anything that can help them.
The UK pointing the finger towards Russian President Vladimir Putin has chilled an already cold relationship. London has told Moscow that without an adequate explanation, it will regard the Salisbury incident as an unlawful use of force on British soil.
Where there's an armed attack, where there's an illegal use of force, then the right to self-defense in international law is there, and all options are open, subject to the United Nations. And so let's see what happens in the Security Council, where Russia will almost certainly veto any resolution that is put forward.
Russia's foreign minister said it had nothing to do with the Salisbury incident, issuing a denial and a complaint.
As soon as the rumours first started being spread by practically every member of the British government that the substance Skripal was poisoned with came from the Russian Federation, we immediately made an official request to gain access to this substance so that our experts could carry out an analysis. We also asked for access to all the facts associated with the investigation, given that one of the victims is Yulia Skripal, a Russian citizen. But in response to this completely legal request, we have received an incomprehensible response, which broadly comes down to the fact that these legal requests have been refused.
While investigations continue in Salisbury, Britain's Home Secretary has announced an inquiry into 14 deaths with alleged links to Russia, as the UK charts a course for confrontation It's reaching out to allies. Some are reaching back.
Well, it sounds to me, I'm speaking to Theresa May today, it sounds to me like it would be Russia based on all of the evidence they have. I don't know if they've come to a conclusion, but she's calling me today. As soon as we get the facts straight, if we agree with them, we will condemn Russia or whoever it may be. But I have not spoken to her. I'll speak to her sometime today.
The world has been watching events in this quiet corner of Wiltshire. The world has a stake in how it unfolds and how far. People in Salisbury are still grasping the unreality of what happened in their midst. Far beyond here lies the grim reality of confrontation. Public safety will be restored in time. The political fallout will last much longer.
Yeah. I wonder what even happened. Let's see, is there anything in the comments section? Chemical attack, something as more has to be done. Not war, but something more. That was 4 years ago. These are all 4 years ago. The first person that comments, it was me. Shut up. There's nothing like new about it. Oh wait, this was 10 months ago. That doesn't make any sense though. There's not a whole lot here. Skripal lived, both of them. Good. Both of them lived. Good, good. That's what I wanted to see. That's what I wanted to know. Wow, that was crazy. That was wild. And I would imagine that has happened more since then, and there have been situations that we probably have no idea because they don't want to scare us. It's the world we live in. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this as much as I have. Follow me on social media. My links are right down here. If you'd like to be a member of the flock on Patreon, get some exclusive content, videos you won't see on the channel, videos YouTube doesn't want you to see that they block, those are on there. You can get early access to my videos. You can get your request shot at the list faster. You can get 10% off of merchandise. You can be there for Turn It Up Tuesdays. We have a lot of fun. Movie nights, comedy nights, wrestling nights, video Q&As with artists, video Q&As with other YouTubers. I film all my reactions live with the flock. It's an absolute blast. Come check it out. Come be a part of it. You want to be behind the scenes? This is how you get behind the scenes. Come on. Information up here, link in the description below. Like, share, subscribe, pass me around. Let's grow the Birdman fam. Birdman fam, flock, love you guys. Mean it. I'm going to see you on the next one. All right, much love. Peace. Oh, I second back. Birdman here. If you like this video, go ahead and become a member of the Birdman fam by hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell. Also, make sure to watch the videos on this screen as well as the playlist I put together. You can also become a member of the flock, get some behind the scenes fun, early access, and your request shot at the list faster. Check that out as well. Birdman fam, flock, I love you guys. I'm going to see you on the next one. Much love. Peace.